I'm not setting up traps or ambushes, don't worry. And I did threaten a guy, so... Sorry, I'm stuck with you guys for a little bit until that gets seen through.
Well, I appreciate the company. Especially knowing the company is more capable than you let on.
He does a dismissive wave of the hand. I know how to defend myself, sure, but I don't look for fights. It's not good.
But you have a desire to do more.
I have a desire to help. If that's in a fight, then so be it. But I'd rather help you guys outside of a fight. That wasn't a lie, ma'am. He gestured, nods at Eva. Who's looking at her, she's a bit conflicted.
Right.
He hasn't lied to her. He is true to all of his intentions with what he's doing to her, with her and all of you, but it's I don't know. You can tell up on her face, she just feels, I don't know, icky.
Is it okay? Is it because he withheld information, or that she bought it without questioning?
It's the point of withholding information.
Okay.
How to say this? Eva, in your time hanging out with her, is sort of like Keanu Reeves of, I don't want to be in a world where good people are seen badly for being good people. If she is trusting of people, maybe instinctually, while some might find that a fault, she thinks it's more telling of the world if she can't be a trusting person.
Mm-hmm.
So, she doesn't have gripes with that, but it is, the fact that he did do it. But, again, it's not dangerous. And he didn't outright lie. He didn't hurt anyone. He's not setting you guys up, as far as she discerns. So, it's how much can you be mad? That's like white knighting for the group or something. How dare you lie even though you're not really lying, It's so that's where she's at.
How dare you do everything to assist us, but you also don't want to tell us everything about yourself for the first time in meeting us.
Exactly, right? So it's she can't. It feels nasty, but the ground she has to stand on to call him out is non-existent.
Yeah, exactly.
I am sorry, Eva. She just thinks for a moment. No, that's all right. I hope in due time, and in a continued relationship, you might tell us line secrets. That we've earned that right. He looks at the boys. Oh, you guys are on a good start.
I think it'd be a very interesting campsite story.
If we're camping when we get to the Valtonian side, then something went horribly wrong for them.
Fair.
Emmett said, you guys got coin, and as long as they're not gouging our eyes out, we're good. Tail to tail at the bar. You guys all catch this conversation. It's not quiet and also caverned, so hard to keep quiet.
If you try to keep it quiet, it will be still heard.
Probably.
That works.
So he does do a couple more test swings with the Nata, but he actually does show off a bit of his proficiency intentionally this time.
Mm-hmm.
He is very dexterous. He spins it, essentially, like one would spin a bayonet. Testing the weight on it.
Are hand axes finesse? I can't remember.
They are not.
No, they're not, but I feel like a Nata is a good in-between. Because the design of a Nata is so much different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if you see a Nata, it doesn't have the wide, as big a head. Yeah.
How about this? It gains finesse, but it loses the thrown property. Because it would make no sense to be able to throw that thing.
Yeah, I'd buy that. That's fair.
I'm gonna tweak that real quick.
I'm probably gonna forget it, so you have to remind me. So I apologize in advance.
Gotta tweak that real quick.
Yeah, because like this is the Nata. If I remember correctly, this is the style of Nata that
100%.
survival guy has. Don't remember his
Nata.
fucking name. Yeah.
More like not a hatchet.
Shut up.
I stole
You
that
dumb
from,
slut! I'm gonna kill you.
I stole that from Google Images.
Just shut up. Shut up.
Stolen
All right.
valor.
Speaking of stolen valor, right. Yeah, you got that 22 in the survival. Don't think I forgot it.
Mister.
You know, it's you of all people doing this. This was set up by a very dastardly mind. 22. Probably a bugbear.
Well,
because it's like, what? We don't need to feed them.
Yeah.
We don't need to give them air. So you really could just set up these fuckers as an ambush.
They're fucker.
Yeah, no, you don't need to do anything. They're just there. All you just make like little bricks to like mud up once you're done.
Back in the
so what's we
back
here
in the
dragging?
war. Back on
That
the front.
was them shambling behind the walls.
Oh, they were just behind the wall. So
Yeah, so they're like literally dragging their feet as they're just bouncing back and forth like a ping pong.
Is this a common a common trick in like trench warfare? Only maybe not to this extreme of actually sealing up the hole.
Not common. No, there are certain times where poisonous animals will be tucked away and that sort of stuff. Like that trap I was telling you about, where you just get trapped, like you just fall into a hole in the ground. Sometimes it looses like a snake, and you have a fun time with that. But it's also like you don't normally have stuff like this at your disposition.
You know who did use tricks like this?
The Viet Cong.
The Maori.
Did they really? Base.
Yes. So
Base Maori.
quick anecdote, but well, is it still an anecdote? Whatever. During the siege of the Gate Pa, the British, they like shelled the hell out of this Maori base, the fort, I guess, more so, by zeroing in on a flag that was actually like 20 yards behind the fort, so all the shots went over. And then after they were done shelling it, the British entered the fort, which was left open. They didn't find anyone there. And as soon as like the very final British soldier entered, they all came out of like here, they came out of like holes in the dirt.
Woodworks.
And you know, at that point, there's not much that guns can do when you have guys with clubs charging you from 10 feet away.
Oh, you silly Brits! You silly idiots!
If anything,
I appreciate the clever tactics that the Maori brought to the table.
Yeah, so if anything, if Hawk recognizes this, then I feel like the Aucklander would as well.
You know, we made it so. That's why she's examining it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, 22. You have the context of what set this up, who set it up, probably. Mm-hmm. You and me are just sort of eyeing inside this cavern space where the undead were Casco Amontillado.
Mm-hmm. So I think he'll just mutter, "Tricks, you bastard. Had to have been the bugbear, right?"
Bugbears, bruv. Irina said there are two.
Yeah, but it doesn't take two bugbears to come up with a trick like this. I guess if they're half a mile from their infection.
She thinks for a moment. When you see them bodies there, what do you think they is? She points at the shambler swarm that Denver's carving open with the tip of her spear.
I'm not sure I understand the question. They're corpses.
Right. They be corpses. We be calling them that. The dead that shouldn't be here. The one the ferryman should have taken already. We agree on that. But what you just said now, huh? You be talking about them bugbears. Like they still be bugbears. A half a mile from the infection, you say? I think you already got your answer on that.
Well, it's clear that Irina's different. We don't really consider her. Well, don't really consider her a shambler.
And she ain't. She'd be something else. Something that knows how to use or dispose in the air. Or these mushrooms.
And for better or worse, these bugbears seem like they remember their old ways, old tactics.
Maybe they never forgot. Yet they got a hobbly in them.
Question is, are they still sentient because of their position near the top? Or they're near the top because of their sentience? Which came first?
Don't know. We're gonna have to ask who made this plague. Then we can kill him. Oh yeah.
Huh.
She hefts the spear in your direction, pointing at your like not clotheslining you, but like almost. I still don't forgive you for lying.
Do you at least understand why?
You haven't told me yet. I don't think you're a spy.
Might be a really bad one, if so.
That or you're the best spy. By being bad.
I think she's aiming a spear at him. He's probably this close. Just so, I mean, obviously, all our words are echoing off the cavern, but I'd still like to keep my voice low if I can. That is too complicated. I feel like spies don't do complicated.
You would know better than me, bruv. We don't got spies in Ungati.
You don't have the... No, you're right. You don't.
We don't need spies, bruv. We got Mistwalkers. They do the spying for us.
Do you know what a Mistwalker is?
Roll me your lore. It's gonna be a harder DC if you're from the right front.
Nope.
Yeah, you'd have an easier time, but nah, not that roll.
Yep.
Okay, actually, roll one more time before the Shock Empire.
Ooh, okay.
Because you would have two different.
Nice.
Okay.
Two different versions of
Central. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mistwalkers are. This is different from the Auckland lore. Okay, so you see the effect of a Mistwalker.
Right.
They are champions of the Ungati, the Aucklands. They, in a way, transcend their tribal line because they worship a greater whole, which is their god, their Numen.
Mm-hmm.
And they carry that essence about them. 18's pretty good. The Ungati's, I guess you call it afterlife, is reported. You don't know the full context of it. That's what the other lore would be. But from some peripheral knowledge of it, it does involve mist, a river, which is why when she says the ferryman, she's not talking about just some wanted ferryman. It's more like Charon in Greek mythology, a ferryman that carries the dead to the afterlife.
Right.
And that river that he carries you down is filled with mist, and he takes you to a place filled with mist. So a Mistwalker is basically the Ngati version of an emissary of death.
Oh, okay.
Which fighting one is pretty shitty. Pretty shitty from what you've heard. Mostly because you don't really fight. You fight the wind. It's cool. We get it.
I assume a few things. Well, first things first. All the Ngati tribes have one Numen, right?
Sort of yes, sort of no.
Sort of.
They all worship in common a great Hydra.
Okay.
Each tribe has a different head.
Gotcha.
So they are sort of the same one, but also sort of not.
And Mistwalkers, I assume, are more specialized than just spies, and I assume less numerous as such.
Oh yeah, it is. You have very rare stories of a Mistwalker engaging with the Stark Empire, and it's normally a tragedy or a bloodbath. So if they have a lot, they definitely aren't known, or they definitely aren't spending them against the Spheric Empire, which is fortunate.
Right.
But you just genuinely don't know what goes into that. Although it does not take an inside roll to tell that Mina probably has a deeper understanding than you.
Of course. Just like how I have a deeper understanding of what a shower is. No.
Well, fun again, until she points out a waterfall.
Yeah. Mistwalkers. One of the few things I think all the Aucklander tribes can agree on, that they're to be celebrated, right? Champions of your Hydra.
She cringes a bit at the notion. Champions, heroes. But she doesn't say anything. You're wrong, bruv. Mistwalkers. It's not a good thing to be a Mistwalker.
It's not a good thing to be a spy.
Just sort of goes quiet at that.
That said, anyone can be a spy with enough training. I imagine not everyone can be a Mistwalker.
What sort of training go into being a spy?
He gives a shrug. I'll skip that class.
Mm-hmm.
Lol.
That's subclass more like.
It's a good background if you think about it. Well, I can tell you this: you can train a Mistwalker. It's something you pick to do from birth. You can roll me insight if you so wish. I guess all of you, because at this point I think the conversation with Nimble would have finished, and he's just like showing off his like axe work and then sheathing it.
I feel like I'm busy carving shit up.
Fuck, is there any way I can add something to this? Wait, I have inspiration on my sheet. I feel like that's not right.
Bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that off.
Bro.
I don't think I've rolled double-digit insight except for the natural 20.
That's where all your luck went, yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
That one roll. Also, I got a 16 there, but it's not as funny.
Is there any bonus I get for having gotten a 18 in my lore for this?
I don't think so.
No.
Because it's not the lore of the Spheric Empire or the Aucklands that's giving you insight on Mina. Yeah. If Denver were making it, I would say Denver might have a bit of a different thing than the rest of you, because she's actually engaged with Mina a good bit. I can give you this, though. I can give you a Bardic from Eva.
I'll take it. Yeah.
If I can do it while carving stuff, I would, but
we'll say you can roll at disadvantage.
Okay.
So either a 20 or 24, depending on if I have guidance.
Caradoc is guidance machine right now.
Oh, yeah. So yeah,
12.
24 then.
Guidance machine, not here.
You know what? Fayez has been quiet this whole time, which I know Fayez is off to do. I know that, but
yeah,
he gives he sneaks up behind you again. He helps you, Jen.
Thanks, bud. Ah!
What's the point of having all these NPCs that they don't help, right?
Let's see if I suck horribly. I mean, it probably doesn't pass.
You and Denver are about the same now. Well, here's the thing. Mina is like notoriously easy to read, right? She's not a liar. So you guys do get that Mina has a deep insight on Mistwalkers in the training.
Blue eye.
Maybe some cultural thing. Hawk at a 24. That's because she was in the training. She speaks from a personal basis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you begin understanding why she has her disposition on death.
Mm-hmm.
Like Irina. Because she was trained in I guess I call it a cult of death. And a very specific afterlife and everything, right?
So I think Hawk just sort of repeats the part of picked for training at birth, huh? Then he switches to Ngati and says, "Ooh, what does he say?"
What do you say?
I'm a little teapot.
Short and stout.
What?
I'm a little teapot.
I actually spoke Ngati there for a sec.
Well, no, I just got peanut butter in my mouth.
That's racist.
I think he asks, so did you graduate?
I don't think you ever spoken Ungati to her. This is the first time.
Nope.
He's
never alluded to knowing the language.
Yeah, you've only brought up that you know what she's saying, but not. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Her eyes widen a bit at that. How you be knowing my language? She replies in her motherland tongue.
Mm-hmm.
She squints her eyes, emotional roller coaster, and grabs you, and slams you to the wall. This is another spy thing. She shouts at you, Ungati.
Denver gets up and starts looking over.
She doesn't seem pissed, but she is very mistrusting all totally so, all of a sudden.
He says 3 times. No. For everyone's benefit, he says it 4 times. Once in Ngati, once in Goblin, once in Ciarian, once in Illuminated Speech. Know thy enemy.
Know
thy enemy.
Ooh.
Eva comes over and like pulls her away. I'm selecting too many tokens. Know thy enemy, she says in common. To people that aren't Hawk, you guys can roll insight.
Yes, please.
Let's see.
Nice.
Wait, am I Hawk?
You guys have a reroll. Well, I guess I know who's going to.
No, at this point, don't give it to me. Just make Denver's better.
That'd be a hard task, but it's possible.
No, roll again.
Yeah, you can take that reroll, bud.
That got words! No, wait, it technically numerically comes out to be better.
Yeah, I got a 9 after everything's said and done.
Oh, yeah, you combine those two. I almost got double digits.
Mina's volatile right now to you, Jen. That's all I'm saying. Mina's a bit volatile right now. To Denver at a 25.
Step back.
And this is, I guess, true to your understanding, but what you have been alluded to about Mina, Denver. I think it was Fayez. If she were a worse person, she would hate a lot better, and I'd make her life easier.
No.
She would demarcate Irina and Hawk with zealous accusation and wipe them, either from her mind or off the face of the earth. But she's just not that sort of person. So she wants, and I'm saying this only to Denver, she wants to know that he's not a traitor to her, that he is a person that she shouldn't be casting righteous judgment against. But she's just concerned that that's not going to be the case. So that's what your 25 gets you. So she asks you about she asks you, basically, Hawk, am I your enemy? If you said know thy enemy, and you know me, my tongue, she's asking.
Did she actually ask that, or what did she say?
No. Mm-hmm. She just says, know thy enemy, huh? And just leaves it at that.
It helps to know what they're saying when they're charging your firing line.
Alright, I think that's enough. That's not what we're here for. And this is not the place to be having this discussion.
You guys see Waylon?
Look at Mina.
You guys see Waylon over there and he's smoking a cigarette? He's on break. Are we really that bad to you? You reckon make it sound like we're always the aggressors. We're not all like that.
I don't know what you're like.
Well, you're not gonna find out. I'm not talking like that. her and Fias. Well, she begins walking away, and then Fias sort of catches her, and they begin walking off. Have a conversation in the background. Eva watches them go and looks back to you, Hawk, and does a sort of pained expression on her face for a moment.
He doesn't dare meet her eyes. He feels terribly awkward, and then he looks around and says, "Where's that badger?"
He's over there, consoling Dog. Don't worry about it.
I told you need to stay in my sight.
It's just far more limited down here.
Denver pinches her. I'd say the bridge of her nose, but her nose is super long, so like you get the motion, but
The entire foot of pinching.
like right near her eyes, she's like, "Oh my god."
So what are we doing? We moving on, resting, what?
Badger yells, "Eat me a Hawk." There you go. Thank you.
My shorts.
I don't know where you've been.
Yeah, it's your guys' call if you guys want to take a rest here or continue on your way.
What is
well,
the chances
I mean-
of him setting a longer-term trap that if we rested in this place thinking it was a safe place, there would be a secondary trap that would go off and not
Non-zero
happen?
The chance that I'm not willing to risk, so let's keep moving.
The paranoia has struck.
Excellent.
What?
Given
Yes.
that we're 2.5 people down now, since Cop's only half here, do you want to call it there? Since it's 8 o'clock?
I think I'd get you guys to the Valtonian line.
Okay.
Because actually, I guess I don't know. I guess it's called unceremonious. Because that's the thing. If you're sneaking into a place, you shouldn't make an obvious show that you're entering the place. You guys continue following Honor Guardsman Wayland and Nimble, because he definitely has a bit more input now that you guys have called him out. Not to the point where he ever decides or wants to supersede, but he does give you guys, I guess, the tour commentary of like where he thinks you guys are at. Where you guys were just at would probably be somewhere underneath the scorched earth in the middle of town. So that's, I guess you would call it your halfway point. But as you guys continue north, he does describe this is a no man's land. Anyone here, above us, that is either dead in the scorched earth, afflicted and dead in a living undead capacity, or made their way south to the Velkestin line. There are empty houses here. Sure, there are some squatters, but they don't stay for long. And it's these squatters are usually criminals. Those are some of the contacts that Nimble utilized. He describes that most of them aren't worth the effort. They're very short-term in their thinking and cutthroat in their acts. Halfway to anarchists if they didn't have a monetarily designed agenda. He does describe, though, that they do sell their sword. So swords or coin. Although he cautions you guys, if you guys ever decide to hire them, don't show too much. You want to make yourself creditable enough for payment, not targetable enough to mug. Wayland doesn't seem to comment on any of Nimble's, commentary, but he does seem to note it every now and again. Jen, you would see this as he looks over his shoulder at all of you, technically, but specifically at Nimble. Eventually, you guys get to the edge of their tunnel network. They haven't dug under the walls of the Valtonian side yet. And as you guys begin saying your farewells to Wayland, he does comment on that. This is the end of the line. That door over there, you can tell by the light. That's going to lead you just outside the Valtonian line. And then your friend here, he looks at Nimble. Sounds like he's the one getting you in. Good luck.
Stay safe when it travels back.
Thank you for everything.
Part of the
It would have been
job.
a lot worse if we had a big fella come at us.
Okay, don't overdo it.
I will
It's
overdo as much as I please. He's a good.
I will think whoever I want.
it's part of the job.
Hmm.
One thing for you guys if you guys get chased out of Altonio. You see that pillar there? He indicates a pillar that's about 3 support beams away from the door out.
I guess so.
On the ground there. It's hard to see. It is super hard to see.
The only reason we can
Even
see it
has
is
to
because
walk
it's pointed
up.
out.
He has to walk up and show you where it is. Him pointing in a general direction isn't even enough. He has to actually visibly show you where it is, right next to it. It's a small little strand that is tucked away amongst dirt and other, dust and other particles. Like hiding a sword in a gladiatorial arena. If you guys get in trouble, run through here. You're free to use this place, but for the love of the Newman above, pull this and book it. You don't want to be here when this goes off. Trust me. So cave in this segment, that exits, and then probably the next stretch. He points past the way you guys just came, some hundreds of feet.
Y'all wouldn't miss this exit.
We would. But it's better than the network being compromised.
Fair point.
So, something for your consideration, if you guys had to come back this way. Oh,
It's good to know.
young miss? Yes? I see you have a long rifle packing on your back. I do. That's out of ammo. I figured. I could tell by the rattle. She blinks a couple of times at that.
Doctor's like, yeah, the rattle.
Again, I was talking. I think it was yesterday, right? There are 2 guys that were blindfolded,
Yeah.
where
They knew
they were
exactly
presented
what it was.
eight pistols. The person testing them racked the slide and pulled the trigger, and they were able to identify with 80% accuracy which pistol it was. And I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's this guy with long rifles.
How fast did they identify it, though?
About 7 seconds.
The course of an action, I have identified your weaponry. It is empty.
Yeah, it's weird, right? So he presents her like a small little parcel of 5 long rifle rounds.
Aww.
Thank you. Is that all right? Isn't this part of your? We can just say I shot some dispersers on the way over. Not technically a lie. Oh, she fishes around on her person and presents out some coin to him, and he just closes her hand. Part of the job, miss. Thank you. He nods. Try to stay out of trouble on the northern side. It's martial law out there right now, so people are probably going to be a bit of a panic. And they're probably going to be looking to get out. Take the riverboats north. Towards the Chrysanthus Sea. Of course, I'm sure the Ventorians are locking down who's allowed on that trip.
I don't doubt it's women and children first.
No, the Ventorians. He wags a finger at you, Jen. Exactly. Good luck. Ian's walking off.
Right then. Let's get moving.
Let's. Nimble begins taking point. I'll lead you guys to a smuggler tunnel. That wall isn't as impervious as he points towards the darkness that Waylon exited back into. It isn't as impervious as they might make it out to be, but it's... Let's just say the criminals do their own security service. He gives you guys an eye. He scans across you guys for a moment. I think you guys should be fine.
What's he looking for?
You're not quite sure. Roll an insight.
Can I?
Can I roll an insight?
Sure.
And hey, that's not a bad insight for once.
Yeah, not bad insight.
He's checking if any of us look like cops.
Yeah,
Like
are you a
God.
cop? You have to tell me.
To Hawk and Jin, Denver, you're not quite sure what he's looking for.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Could be anything. Hawk and Jin. Yeah. Okay, I'll do this. Jin, he's looking for items of interest, not weapons, because that's sort of a mundane and common item of interest. But something unique, discernible, flashy. Hawk at a 23. He's just looking out that you guys don't get fleeced down of any interesting items that could resell on the black market.
Does his link on the fucking horse skull at all?
No, because that's
like
not
it's more weird than flashy.
It's weird, not flashy, exactly. Unfortunately for Badger, the orb is not immediately visible, so that would be worth some coin. So would the cantrip scroll.
Best thing on Jin is a Kanabo, and I would like to see someone try and steal that. Honestly, it'd be impressive.
Is that a heavy stick with studs on it?
Or you just happen to see me?
With studs on them.
I love my sticks covered in studs.
Wiki pit. Anyways, so Nimble leads you guys topside, and you guys close and lock the door behind you. And you guys begin seeing this. Well, I could change the music back to the classic talking book soundtrack. No, not the. Why would there be a double egg video? We can watch that later.
That's for private time.
Hey, that's for cooking.
Second deviled egg.
Eat that second deviled egg. Why is there a second one? He leads you guys back topside. And you guys can see this, well, just as ransacked and looted as the southern side section of neighborhood, residential district. Although there's less, well, glow about the place from fires, which the summertide was filled with, either because of the anarchists or because of the zealots. If the place wasn't so looted, broken windows, cracked open doors, open containers on the streets, there would be some semblance of normalcy to this place, aside from the ever-present veil of spores. Alright, follow me. You guys follow after Nimble. And there are a couple times where you guys get the sensation that you're being watched, a couple times that you're being followed. But nothing ever comes of it, despite the tense moments that follow the noticing. After some time, he eventually pulls you guys into the basement of... You're not quite sure what it was initially, but it's building, this wide building, has long since been converted to, God, what's the term? Not a townhouse. Oh, a poorhouse. That's what they called it back in the day, where you would cram a bunch of people in it. Mm-hmm. Because they're too poor to live otherwise, and it's got government-funded housing.
Yes,
it is packed. It is packed, unsurprisingly.